All right, we're back. Sorry we lost connection there for a second, but we are back. Heat race number 4 is coming to an end with Robert Satterfield, your leader. Final time around for Robert Satterfield. He's going to get the win. Josh Gaiman, Ross Carenta, and GJ Boydell, along with Bryson Daffern, are going to be your top 5 to transfer from heat race number 4. All right, I apologize for that, but you know, Spectrum just shut me down, so I had to wait for it to come back up. Wasn't nothing I could do. I was literally sitting here just looking at the modem like, come on, don't do that to me. But hopefully this thing will finish off exactly like we want it to. So let's do it. Let's go through our starting grid. Let's make sure. Well, all right, let's make sure that's right, at least. All right, we're taking 4 from the C main to the B main. Your starting grid is going to be Dan Stevens and Dan Cummings Jr. on the front row of this. Second row is going to be Steve Messick Jr. and Hayden Cardwell. Row number 3, we got Justin Williams and Trevor Shaw. And in row number 4, Joe Isabel and Brian Eady. Row 5, we got Jace Johnsrud and Tyler Hart. And a lot of those drivers are not in this one. So it's going to be Dan Stevens, Dan Cummings Jr., Stephen Messick, Hayden Cardwell, Justin Williams, and Trevor Shaw. And 4 of them will transfer. So 2 of these drivers will not make it. And I am so sorry. But yeah, that's the cards we were dealt. All right, pace truck pulls off of the racetrack, and we are set to go racing here. The green flag is out as Dan Stevens gets us underway for the C main. 12 laps, 4 drivers will transfer. And oh no, trouble for Dan Stevens in turn 1. He gets sideways there. That's going to give the lead to DCJ, but not without a fight here from Stephen Messick Jr. Messick lose a lot of ground there, so he's going to go side by side with Justin Williams. Messick falling back, trying to run the bottom there, losing a lot of ground in doing so. And here comes Trevor Shaw. Top 4 is going to advance, and right now it's DCJ, Hayden Cardwell, Justin Williams, and Messick Jr. is your top 4 drivers. What's up, Mikey? Justin Williams takes the lead from DCJ up front. We do have a new leader, that JIR Motorsports logo on the front of Justin Williams' machine as he leads laps. Here comes Hayden Cardwell, the bad racing number 7. He has got that thing wound up, working the high side, moves all the way to the bottom. Still plenty of time. Going to be about 8 laps to go in this one, 7.5. All right, 8, 7, 6, 5. Come on, get her done. right, Cardwell looks to be moving out there as he opens up his lead over Justin Williams. Will they try to follow in his footsteps? It looks like Dan Cummings Jr. is doing so, running that high side like that. Oh, trouble for Williams as he gets into the wall there. Right now, Trevor Shaw's the final transfer spot. Shaw's all alone right there. The other two drivers, so these guys are pretty much locked in as long as they finish the race. Dan Stevens and Steven Messick are out of this one. Hayden Cardwell with the fastest lap with a 19.706. Dan Cummings Jr. with a 20.0. So 0.3 of a second separates the fast lap. But last time by, Dan Cummings Jr. was a little bit faster than Hayden Cardwell. Oh, we got a car stopped on the racetrack. And no caution. Okay, good deal. 2 laps to go. What's up, Drew? What's up, buddy? Hopefully Spectrum will, take care of me for the rest of this because, man, it hurt earlier. Hurts my pride, hurts everything. White flag, last lap. Hayden Cardwell is leading this thing, and look at him. He's way out front as he comes to the checker flag to get the win. Dan Cummings Jr., Justin Williams, and Trevor Shaw will also transfer to the B main. The B main is going to take 5 drivers. And we're going to talk about those 5 drivers. Actually, we're going to talk about all of them because the B main coming up, it's going to be, I believe, 16, but we'll have to wait and see. Starting off in row number 1 for this B main, Jacob Todd and Chris Berger. And in row number 2, John Etheridge and Tim DeZwart. Row number 3 is going to be Blake Deppinett and Sean Stevens. And row number 4, we got Cole Edwards and Shane Hawkinson. Row 5, Bryce Nichols and Brian Weideman. Row 6, Anthony Cottle and Jacob Prilliman. Row number 7, Hayden Cardwell and DCJ. Row 8, we got Justin Williams and Trevor Shaw. And in row 9 is no row 9. Only one not in this one out of those drivers is Bryce Nichols. So Bryce Nichols not in this one, no chance. Gonna refresh these paints one more time. What's up, Hockley? Long time no see, buddy. Getting set for the B main to kick off. Coming through turns 3 and 4 right now. Pace truck about to pull off of the racetrack. The 42 of Jacob Todd's gonna bring us to the green with Chris Berger on his outside. John Etheridge and Tim DeZwart starting in that second row. Watch out for that DeZwart machine. The number 69 knows how to get it done out there on the dirt. Trouble in the back, the 7 of Hayden Cardwell involved in that one, and then a couple other ones too. Justin Williams way back. And it looks like the caution is out. DCJ in that one. He's got a bent up front wing on that thing. So let's go find out what we're under caution. Something happened to those guys back there. All right, it takes us back to the green flag, and I believe it all started in turn number 1 when Justin Williams gets sideways there, and then in trouble in front of them. The 24 DCJ, and looks like Sean Stevens. So we'll watch it one more time. Cardwell to the bottom, the 99 of Cottle just all the way down in the grass there. Nowhere for Cardwell to go. You hate to see it. But up front, it was looking good for Jacob Todd as the caution came out. All right, all the paints are up to date. So we're good on paint jobs. Now, hopefully everything else goes good. Right now, is it 5, right? Top 5 are going to advance. So Jacob Todd, Tim DeZwart, Chris Berger, Blake Deppinett, and Anthony Cottle are in those top 5 positions as it sits right now. And we still got a long way to go. It's going to be 13 laps to go. Lights are going to go off on the pace car, and we're going to get set to go back racing at USA International Speedway. One of the toughest tracks I've heard on the dirt racing circuit is USA. Not the most popular by a lot of guys, but I mean, I like it, especially in the street stocks. It's a lot of fun in the street stocks. All right, we're going to send them back into turn number 1, slideways, one more time. Pace truck pulls off the racetrack. Here goes Jacob Todd. Puts the hammer down. We're back racing. Oh, the 13 gets caught up. Chris Berger. That will bring out the caution once again. Watch it on the replay here. Chris Berger down on the bottom underneath him. It looks like Cottle underneath him, but the trouble comes from the top side. And we can try to get a better look at that. Watch this one more time. It looks like the 29 and the 13 get together, and that pushes them off into that 45. It looks like Shane Hawkins in the 45. And Tim DeZwart did take the lead. Let's go back and watch that since we're under caution anyways. DeZwart was running the bottom there. The 42 of Jacob Todd was up top, and they go 3 wide. The 21 of Blake Deppinett. And this is all as the caution comes out. And you see it right there. The caution come out as Timothy DeZwart was your leader. So we'll go back live where these guys are pacing around USA International and getting set to go back green, because I believe the pace truck will turn them lights off this time. Yeah, I like it too, Josh. All right, well, Tim Price says Cardwell will still make it. Let's see, where's Cardwell? Cardwell coming into tonight as the points leader. He's sitting 8th right now on this restart. And he's got about 9 laps to knock this one out of the park. And let's see if he can get himself up into the top 5 and make sure that he transfers into the feature race. Because if he don't make the show, he's definitely going to lose that points lead. Coming through turns number 3 and 4. Tim DeZwart's going to be your leader. He's going to fire off. And we're back racing. It's going to be 9 laps to go. Oh, trouble right there behind our leader. I'm sorry, behind, looks like Hayden Cardwell. Cardwell moves up to 3rd. And all that madness, and the caution does come out. They're going to slow him back down one more time. And we're going to go back and see what happened. And also, we're going to try to go back and see the restart there with Cardwell, man, because he figured out how to get it done. Let's see what happens here. They're all bunched up. Edwards throws it to the bottom. And a tangle happened right there between the 22 and the 29, and then it just tore up Justin Williams. Wow. So let's go back and watch this restart. What do you say? We got time. It's a long ways to pace. Here we go. We're getting set to go back green on the replay. And this time we're going to focus on Cardwell. Cardwell squeezes himself around the high side there. Not a whole lot of jumping of a start or anything like that. And he just barrels around the high side of Anthony Cottle. And then the caution flies once again as he moves up into 3rd. So pretty good restart there for Cardwell. I was interested to see, did he jump the start or something? But no, he just hammered down around the outside. Pretty cool. Well, he's found himself up in the top 3, so he's in a transfer spot. He's actually got 2 spots behind him that are also transfer spots, but our top 5 transfer spots sit right now. It's Tim DeZwart, Blake Deppinett, Jacob Todd, Hayden Cardwell, Jacob Todd, and Anthony Cottle. I believe those are, yeah, those were a little mixed up. So it's because they were going through the corners and changing positions live. So, you know, those kind of things happen. Just like up at the top 3, it's kind of showing Deppinett and DeZwart back and forth. Well, it's whoever's out in front of who. It's live. So we're getting set to go back green. Tim DeZwart's going to do it once again, and he does it. Green flag waves. 5 laps to go. DeZwart goes to the bottom, and so does Cardwell. Cardwell gets around Tim DeZwart. Now he's got Blake Deppinett keeping him from controlling the lead of this thing. Let's see if he can do it. Also, right now, your final transfer spot is DCJ, Dan Cummings Jr. Cardwell runs right along the bottom of the racetrack, and Deppinett is right around the rim. Which one is going to prevail? It's 4 laps to go. And it looks like the bottom is the place to be, because Cardwell is your leader that time. As they come off of the corner. All right, so looks like Cardwell's not going to be stopped unless he makes a mistake coming to the line this time. It's going to be 2 laps to go. And let's go back to this final transfer spot. And right now it's the 42 of Jacob Todd. He's got a battle going on in front of him between Dan Cummings Jr. and Tim DeZwart. And the caution may come out from trouble in the back, but I don't think it's going to. It's going to stay green. That means the white flag's going to wave. Cardwell is your leader. These guys going at it. All those guys are in transfer spots, so nothing's going to change there. Cardwell with a big lead is going to take the win. Blake Deppinett, Tim DeZwart, Dan Cummings Jr., and Jacob Todd are your top 5 that move on to the A main. 35 laps for Twisted Motorsports Slide Job Sunday, and that is the 360 JIR Motorsports 360 Sprint Car Series tonight. 360s are open setup. The 305 race previously was fixed. So they do fixed 305s and then they head off into the 360s. Wide open setups. Wide open. All right, 5 minutes for these drivers to go out and make some last minute adjustments and maybe run the track in. Maybe burn up that top side so nobody can run it, or burn the bottom up, maybe. I don't know. Could be any kind of strategy out there. But this is the chance that I give all the people out there watching. If you have a driver that you would like to talk to, let me know who it is and what you want to ask them, and we'll try to find them on the radio. And maybe we can ask them that question that you want to know, because I'm sure we all want to know. Sometimes when I ask them a question, I ask them for secret information. I'm like, hey man, tell us what you're gonna do in the race. And they're like, come on, dude. I ain't telling you that. Come on, why not? You can do it. Ain't nobody listening. I like that. That is totally different, and I appreciate that. Steve Jackson. Let's do it, man. Let's do it. I'm all on board with that. Bryce Bailey headed back out on the racetrack, and you know the only problem with that though, Steve, is I'm not finding him on the radio. Bryce Bailey, the fastest here in final practice, coming up on a minute left. Let's do it. Let's jump in the car with Bryce Bailey, because he's out there riding the rim, they say. That's it. Practice is over. So I hope they got all the information they need, because we're moving on. Our feature race here tonight, Twisted Motorsports Slide Job Sunday, JIR Motorsports 360 Sprint Car Series. Race number 3 is about to go down or go up. Here we go. Hayden Cardwell coming into tonight as the points leader. 22-point lead over JD Brown, his teammate. Michael Sheridan sitting in third. Chris Sabasque, Joe Isabel, Josh Dick, Adam Buchanan, and Jason Giblin. It's your top 8 drivers, and you see 52 points separating the top 8. And last season, the point separation was over 100 from the top 8. And that's how many cars show up. So you got to make sure you make each and every show if you want to be a part of this points championship. Like Dustin Helms and Josh Gaiman, your defending champions. I believe Dustin is the champ in the 360s. All right, these guys are rolling off. So let's roll off the starting grid. Al Baducci going to be starting row 1 on the pole. He's going to have a fast Bryce Bailey on his outside. Row 2 is going to be the champion, Dustin Helms, and Robert Satterfield, his teammate. Row number 3, we got Jason Burton and Chris Sabasque. And in row number 4, JD Brown and Josh Gaiman. Row 5, Adam Buchanan and Jeremy Isabel. And row number 6, Stephen Calavoda and Ross Carenta. Row 7, we got Austin Anderson and Josh Dick. Row number 8, Randy Rockwell and GJ Boydell. That's Greg Boydell, I believe. Row number 9, Jason Giblin and Dustin Hall. And row 10, we got Ryan Stillwell and Bryson Daffern. Row 11, Hayden Cardwell, Blake Deppinett, Timothy DeSwart, DCJ, and Jacob Todd's going to round out your 25 car field for race number 3 for Slide Job Sundays with the Monsters of Dirt.
Monsters of Dirt.
That's right. Monsters of Dirt. Getting set to go green. 35 laps set for tonight's race at USA International. And we are racing. The green flag waves. Looks like Burton has some issues there in the back, but we're watching Bryce Bailey ride that top side. Up front, everything's still green. Bryce Bailey takes the lead from Al Baducci, and he does it on the top side. Baducci running the bottom down there, just can't get it done. Bryce Bailey figured it out up top there in that final practice session. And he was 0.4 of a second faster than Al Baducci that time by Dustin Helms sitting in third. He was one of the quicker ones, man, with a 21.3. Bryce Bailey ran a 21.1. Al Baducci ran a 21.5. Caution does fly. Our first caution of the night comes on lap number 4. Not sure who it was, so we gotta find it. And I believe we found it. Here we go. Check this out. Dustin Hall was the reason that iRacing throws the caution there, and it was contact between him and Burton. Jason Burton in the 33, trying to sneak by him there on the bottom. They make a little bit of contact. causes Dustin Hall to go around and the caution flag to fly for the first time here tonight. Bryce Bailey takes the lead away from Al Baducci there. Before that does, excuse me, Al Baducci in second, Dustin Helms, JD Brown, and Robert Satterfield. It's your top five. Josh Gaiman and Robert Satterfield. So Chris, it's changing. It's changing. I give up. These guys aren't single file is why it's changing on me. So, you know, it is what it is. It's all good. We know one thing. Bryce Bailey is the leader. Yeah, I hear you, Brian. And, you know, he started deep in the field here. Let's see. He's up to 13th. Let's take a look. He started 21st. So he's already passed about 7 or 8 cars just in the first 4 laps before that caution flag came out. So we'll keep an eye on Hayden Cardwell as he tries to come from 21st to the front of the pack to hold on to that points lead tonight. It's going to be tough, though. Bryce Bailey, one of the fastest sprint cars out there on the racetrack. And he's getting it done on the top. It's a scary place to run right there by the wall. All right, we're getting set to go back green. The pace truck's about to clear the track, and it's going to be on Bryce Bailey. Bailey gets his back started. And we go off into turn number 1. They're going to be 3 wide for 4th and 5th. All these drivers doing a great job keeping it off of each other. But the caution does come out, I believe, somewhere in the back. Ryan Steelwell is going to be slow on the racetrack. So let's see what happened to Ryan. Nowhere to go there. Looks like Tim DeSwart. And we'll take another look at it here and find out. Oh, that's what happened. Okay, it happened in front of Tim. Tim wasn't actually in that. It's like 2 guys come together. See if we can see the 21 and somebody else already incidented out. 10x incident limit, by the way. So you get 10 incidents, and then iRacing black flags you out of the whole event. See ya. Blake Deppinett was the 21 machine. I'm not sure who that other one was. It must have been Randy Rockwell. I believe it was Randy Rockwell and Blake Deppinett got together there, and Tim DeSwart just a victim of all that action going on, and Ryan Stillwell as well. So tough night for them guys so far. Not a whole lot's changed up front, but one thing that has changed is Dustin Helms has moved up in to the number 2 spot in that gold member machine. Let's look at it. All right, it's going to be starting outside of Bryce Bailey in row 1 as Bryce takes us to the green this time. And we're going to have right behind them Al Baducci and Chris Sebeska is going to be side by side. And in row number 3, it's going to be Robert Satterfield and JD Brown. Row 4 is going to be Josh Gaiman and Adam Buchanan. Row 5 is going to be Stephen Calavoda and Hayden Cardwell up to 10th. Green flag waves, and Bryce Bailey gets us back getting dirty once again down into turn number 1. Top 3 all good. These things shaking and baking out there, kicking up dust slideways through 1 and 2 once again. Bryce Bailey up through the high side. Albaducci sticking to the bottom. Looks like Gold Member out there running a high side as well. That Carolina Flyer machine as the caution flies for the 3rd time tonight here on lap 13. And that may have been Jason Giblin. So let's go see. Oh, Austin Anderson and Giblin get together. We'll watch it once again. They just, Josh M. Dick, Austin Anderson, and Jason Giblin all get tangled up there, all trying to run right around the bottom side of the racetrack. That's exactly what happened. All right, let's take a look at GJ Boydell's paint job. How about that? While we got a minute. This is a memorial paint scheme, I believe. Let's take a better look. It says, rest in peace, Neil Pearl, I think it says. Hopefully I'm right. Either way, rest in peace to a fine looking gentleman. Great paint job, GJ Boydell. And yeah, man, I hate to see that kind of stuff. I got a big heart. Sometimes, you know, things happen. Sorry for your loss. All right, well, let's see if the lights go off this time by on that pace truck that iRacing.com put out for us. If you're interested in any of this stuff here over at Monsters of Dirt, check out iRacing monstersofdirt.com for more information. Or check the, yeah, I'm not going to say it because there ain't nothing in there. I usually got all that stuff in there, but we had an issue earlier, so we're not going to talk about it. We get set to go back green. Bryce Bailey, Dustin Helms, Al Baducci, Hayden Cardwell, and Robert Satterfield is going to be your top 5. Chris Sabaski, Josh Gaiman, JD Brown, Bryson Daffern, and Adam Buchanan round out your top 10 as they come off of turn number 4. Green flag waves once again, and we are racing back at USA for Slide Job Sunday. Oh, Rob Satterfield running right there in the middle. Most of them on top or bottom. Satterfield's found something in the middle. Oh, Dustin Helms gets tangled up in the wall, and Josh Gaiman follows him into it. So 2 fast cars getting into the wall there, and it's like 3 and 4, I believe. As they come off a turn 2, Bailey still in control, but here comes Cardwell from 21st to 2nd. Can he take the lead from Bryce Bailey? Or will that bottom start to come in and you might see Al Baducci up into the lead of this thing? He's been down on the bottom all night. I know that Dustin Helms just got a little contact with the wall. Could have hurt that race car. He drops all the way back to 9th. Bryce Bailey, Hayden Cardwell, Baducci, JD Brown, and Robert Satterfield's your top 5, and Satterfield's been running like that middle lane the whole time. Look at him go. Oh, looks like Stancil says 07 all day out there. Tim Price, someone is on the move. I have a feeling I know what y'all are talking about. Well, we're going to keep an eye on it. These two have separated themselves. JD Brown is up into 3rd. Al Baducci gave up on the bottom finally and went to the top side as he drops back to 4th. Now Cardwell goes to the bottom in 3 and 4. Trying to find something, anything out there that he can get to make an advantage over Bryce Bailey, because Bryce Bailey right now running the wall. And Hayden Cardwell says, okay, well, I'm going to find something somewhere. He's searching out there. Cardwell moves back to the top. Bryce Bailey still leading. Bailey gets into the wall in the backstretch. Oh, trouble for Cardwell there. That's going to cost him a couple tenths at least. But he gets it back wound up. And these guys floating around that high side, man. That is dangerous, dangerous stuff out there. Bryce Bailey's got that JIR Motorsports machine wound up, coming to 10 laps to go. It's going to be 9 this time by. Looks like he might. Well, maybe not. I thought he was going to go to the bottom there, but it's still running that top side. And Cardwell says, okay, well, I'm going to run it with you. I'm not searching no more. Who can do it better is what they're doing. And look at the gap they got over 3rd. And right now it is Albaducci sitting in 3rd. JD Brown drops back to 5th. And Robert Satterfield moves up to 4th. Yeah, I agree, Sam. If he gets there, it's definitely coming. Both of these guys digging right around the top of the racetrack. I think they're moving down on the straightaways to avoid the bumps that are up in that groove, and then sliding back up to that top side through the corners. There it is. There's your first slider, and it's going to hold. Hayden Cardwell takes the lead with 6 laps to go. Wow, look at how close they are getting to the wall. Now Cardwell's going to move to the bottom. Bailey says, not me. A little slider line there by our leader, Cardwell. Five laps to go. Cardwell makes contact with the wall on exit. And then another slider line here. These guys have really separated themselves. I'd hate to switch, but I got to just for a second. Look at these guys going at it. You got Albaducci, Robert Satterfield, and Chris Sabasque, and Dustin Helms all packed into a group right here. And it's going to be 3 to go this time by. Satterfield looks to still be running that middle line. Back up front, Cardwell coming off of the corner. Turn 2 down the backstretch. Moving over to get some of that grip, some of that tacky stuff. Oh, he gets into the wall. That's going to slow him down a little bit. Here comes Bailey. Can Bailey get a run? Going down into 1. It looks like Bailey had that momentum built up. Will that play off into his favor? Cardwell still out front. Hayden Cardwell undefeated in the 360s. If he can hold off Bryce Bailey for one more lap, it'll be win number 3 for the Mr. Cardwell guy. And Bad Racing as a team. All right, he's only got to do it for another half a lap, not even, as he comes off turn number 4. He's going to get the win. Let's go back and watch these guys Congrats to Hayden Cardwell on the win, by the way. But man, they had such a lead over these other guys. We couldn't even watch none of the other racing as they were battling for the lead up front. So we missed out on a lot of good stuff going on in third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. That's going to do it tonight. Hayden Cardwell gets the win. Bryce Bailey and Al Baducci is going to be your top three. Let's take a look at our race results. And after that, we're going to have driver interviews. So don't go nowhere. Cardwell, Bailey, Baducci, your top three. Chris Sabasque, Robert Satterfield, Dustin Helms, Adam Buchanan, Stephen Calavoda, Josh Gaiman, and DCJ is going to round out the top 10. Carenta, Deppinett, Indick, Anderson, Todd, Burton, Brown, DeSwart, Hall, and Giblin. Boydell, Daffer, Stillwell, Isabel, and Rockwell rounds out the field on a great race here at USA International Speedway in the JIR Motorsports 360 Sprint Car Series. Hayden Cardwell is undefeated. He's going to be their winner tonight for race number 3. Let's do it. Let's see if we can talk to our third place finisher, Al Baducci. Al Baducci, it's Jay Weezy. Got a copy?
Hey man, I got you.
Hey dude, you was pretty committed to the bottom side there prior, to the end of the race. Did you move up just because the bottom wasn't going to come in? Did you think it was going to come in? What was going through your mind out there?
Bottom was definitely quick. I had a couple of my teammates running down there, running through the middle and all that, and actually Chris was gaining on me pretty good, but I had already been up top for so long, I didn't want to mess up the groove I had going. I was a little tight. I had way too much fuel in the car, but we just kept it consistent and kept it going. Track was good, actually. Felt real good up there. It was a little lumpy in the front straight, but as long as I hugged that wall right there, we just kept her straight and kept foot out of it a little bit. Tried to get the drive we had. Had a little bit of gear in the car, so it's a little tough on the straightaways, but through the corner it was just beautiful.
Absolutely, man. Great job out there tonight for one, and we seen you battling with Robert Satterfield there, your teammate. Looked like Robert was running the middle. I know you guys probably sharing similar setups. How come he was in the middle and he kind of stuck to that line? And was you just better on the bottom? Do you like the bottom better?
I personally, it just depends for me on how I'm feeling, and honestly, I don't have no buttons on my steering wheel, so it depends on where I got my wing set, where I'm running. I was a little tight down there on the bottom, and I just don't think I'm not really the greatest at running that marble line that Rob runs. He's real good right in there, and he can keep his momentum up real good. I'm just not real good at holding that line. I got to be like one or the other. I get caught out there in no man's land, and I go backwards. But we run a similar car. With the exception of about 5 clicks or so, we run a similar car. He builds his, and I build mine, and we're usually right next to each other. If we could build 10 setups, and they're 2 clicks away from each other usually, but. No, it's just preference, really. It was fast up top. The top started getting a little lumpy, though, and the bottom started coming back there towards the end.
Yeah, man, and how bad was those straightaways? We seen guys moving off of the wall and kind of running down the center of the groove there on the straightaways.
I tried it a couple laps, but I think it messed with my entry a little bit. So I got as close to that wall as I could and just kind of held it at about half throttle, 3/4 throttle, and just ran it down through there and tried to get in that dark dirt up top. It was bumpy, but we're used to that around here. This track's always like that. It was actually a kind of a tacky track state, so that kind of helped me up there. But it makes it a little tough running up top with it this sticky.
Well, I ain't gonna keep you up here, all night, but I could go on all day asking you questions, man. One of the better looking cars out there, and definitely look really good down on the bottom side. And you're gonna come home with a 3rd place finish, man. Congrats for the podium. Anybody want to thank? Yeah,
absolutely. Actually, the paint job is one of my teammates, Ross. It's three wide design there, and I'm normally running Matt Hill stuff, but he just painted this car up for me, so I wanted to come out here and show it off. But I want to thank sponsors, Monsters of Dirt. Thank you for doing it. Dirt Division, Jay-Z Photography, Wicked Cushion, Balducci Trucking, D&B Lawn Care, Speedy Ease Auto, and anybody that comes out and watches me.
Hey, man, we appreciate it. Good job out there tonight.
Hey, thanks.
Got it, buddy. All right, let's move on to our second place finisher, Bryce Bailey. And I'm not sure if I've talked to Bryce before, so I'm not sure if we can find him on the radio, but we're going to look and make sure before we move forward, because he was killing it out there, he or she or whatever. Yeah, we don't have Bryce Bailey. Yeah, we do. All right, let's do it. Let's talk to Bryce Bailey. Mr. Bailey, it's Jay Weezy. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, man, you was killing it out there tonight. Committed to that high line and ran it better than anybody that I seen out there on the racetrack. Had a very fast car all night tonight. Tell us a little bit about it.
It was a really fun race between me and Hayden. Hayden had more variety of where to run, and we were just sort of stuck in the top, and the top went away with like 10 to go. But that was a pretty impressive run by him from like 20th to win it.
Oh yeah, and I definitely wasn't for sure, and I didn't think he was going to get around you. Let's just say that I didn't think he was going to be able to get around you with how fast you've been all night. But I think you're right. With a little bit of a different setup, he could run a different line. He makes mistakes out there, and you just got to be there to capitalize. And I just don't think he made enough. But you had a great looking car, man. You led a lot of laps. Led 27 laps out there tonight.
Yeah, we just didn't lead the final ones, which counted.
Yeah, hey, you can't win them all, Mr. Bailey. But I know you want to, man. I know how fast you are out there. But you come up with a phenomenal ending to this thing. Put on a great show for us to watch. So I really enjoyed that. And you got a great looking JIR Motorsports machine.
Yeah, I can't thank those guys enough. They're great guys. I can't thank JIR enough, you guys, for putting it on and Monsters of Dirt. I've had some rough luck lately with my computer. I've been kicked out of like 3 races because of my internet.
Yeah, we seen you, pretty much dominating it over there in the 305. So I hate to see what happened to you there. But you got it done here tonight. Just came up one short.
Yeah, we'll get them next week.
Absolutely. Hey, good job. Thanks. Good talking to you.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, that was Bryce. I think that's the first time I've talked to Bryce. I was a little nervous. You think? All right, we're going to move on to our winner here tonight. From Bad Racing, we all talked to this guy before. He started 21st, led 7 laps to bring home the win after getting around Bryce Bailey. Hayden Cardwell, you got your ears on?
Yeah, we got you.
21st to first, man, to bring home the victory. You was able to run a little bit of a different line. You wasn't stuck at the top. Tell us about it.
Yeah, for sure. That track was very demanding out there. There at the beginning, I just felt like I had to run the bottom because some of those guys back there, they really couldn't. Some of those guys can't run the top like some other people can. It's just the name of the game. That top was very insanely hard to hit. It was rough as crap, but we rolled the bottom there for the first 15 laps. So when we managed our way to get up inside the top 5 fairly quick, and then we got up to second, and I tried to roll the bottom as best I could, and I figured out I just really wasn't gaining any time on Bryce, so I went up to the top, and I just tried to rip that thing as hard as I could. That thing was, like I said, it's very demanding up there. I would go up there, and my arms are still hurting after that, even though it's just a simulator. But yeah.
Yeah, you got to be able to do it. Somebody like me, not gonna happen. But man, you really know how to whip that thing around. You're a wheel man out there, and a lot of people out there watching, they called it. They said, "Watch out, Cardwell's coming," and you got it done tonight. You led 7 laps, but that don't mean nothing. You led the most important one and parked it in victory lane, and you're going to remain undefeated for the 360s, man. Yep. 3 in a row, baby.
Yeah, we're gonna see how many we can win in a row. I really don't know how we keep on doing this, but I love these sprint cars, and hopefully we can set some records up here at Monsters Dirt if we already haven't.
Well, I'd say a lot of it's got to do with having a good team. You're on a pretty good team there at Bad Racing.
Sure.
You got great teammates, and you guys bringing these good cars. It really helps out a lot. So, man, good job tonight getting it done, putting it in victory lane, man. 3 in a row. Anybody want to thank?
Oh yeah, of course. You know, I thank all the guys at Bad Racing for putting all the work and time in for this thing. It makes everything happen. Team had a really good night tonight. You know, we ran a couple World of Thunder races, and then we ran the last Monster Dirt race, and you know, we had great runs in all 3 nights. I think everybody on the team made every race, but I think one person missed the 305 race. But yeah, unlucky. You know, I can't thank them guys enough. You know, I also want to thank Tommy Boy at Checkers and Records for everybody over there helped me out. They help everybody out at Bad Racing. Can't thank you enough for helping us out. And also want to give a shout out to everybody watching. And just want to say congratulations to Bryson on picking up his first World of Thunder win. As during the 305 race, he went and picked up a win against some of the best guys on iRacing in their modified division. You know, congrats to him, and you know, look forward to next week.
Man, he's a killer in those modifieds. You know that? I've noticed that too, man. He's got those
time
mods.
he got the monkey on his back.
He's got those mods figured out. Yeah, man. One last thing.
Yeah, sure.
I can't remember what I was gonna say now.
Come on.
I don't know. We'll figure it out one of these days. I ain't as good as you, but I'm working on it. Hey, man, congrats on the win. And the points. Yeah, you came in 22 points ahead, and it looks like you're going to be able to increase that gap. You think you can get it to 100? I'm just kidding. So that's going to help you out a lot, man. That's going to help you out a lot. So you're going to come in here as the points leader, and you're going to come out of here leading the points. And I believe you're going to have a nice little gap between first and second. So you have a little cushion in case you make a mistake like you did tonight. Luckily, you was able to come back through the field.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, thank you, and thank everybody at Monsters Dirt for allowing us to come out here on Sunday nights. And I just want to say thanks to Bryce Belly for a heck of a race up front there.
Absolutely. You guys put on a show, man. He said the same thing to you, man. So good job tonight.
Thank you.
All right, that was Hayden Cardwell. 3 in a row for him over here with the Monsters of Dirt. So if you think you can knock this guy off of his high horse, then come on over. Let's see it happen. I do apologize for the delay there earlier and missing the last couple heat races. I do apologize for that, and I hope you bear with me, and I hope I brought you guys a great feature race here tonight. So for Twisted Motorsports, JIR Motorsports,
Monsters of Dirt,
and SRTV Network, I'm Jay Weezy. Until next time, which is going to be Tuesday, keep getting dirty.